Guys, hope you are doing well. This is Patrick Egon. The channel is Untitled Patrick Egon. So today we want to discuss something quite unique. We call them the nest boxes. Every poultry farmer, the ultimate goal of a poultry farmer, especially who is doing layers, is to get some very clean eggs which can be hatched or sold to the farm in a neat manner. So this is the king, or this is the queen. For you to have very clean eggs, it means you ultimately have very good nest boxes. The nest boxes, or the nesting area, is where your eggs will be laid on by your birds. So today I'll be taking you through on why it is important for you to have a good nest box, what takes place behind the assembling of the nest boxes, and maybe we talk about the installation of the nest boxes, the do's and some don'ts. Welcome, feel happy. So the cameraman can focus on this. This is the stands. So as you can see, we have in this particular nest box we have two steps. So this is the first step, and you can see it is broad than this. We have 12 nesting areas on this. That is 12 by another 12, making a total of 24 nest boxes. So this is the nesting area. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As I said, this is just the roof, so that you know what happens is that when the birds are nesting, they want to hide themselves in one way or the other, which is natural. So the way you place your nest boxes should facilitate this, so that the birds can feel safe. They can feel, I think it is natural for them to hide themselves when laying the eggs. But that is something we are going to discuss at the end. So let me take you first to the installation phase of the nest boxes. So your nest box will definitely come in this form. These are parts. You can see we have these are the partitions. These are the internal partitions. We have quite a number of things. This is the rivets. You can see there has been some very serious work ongoing here. So let us meet these two gentlemen. Hey Rogers.
Yes.
Bariako.
Continue.
I hope you are doing well. Bwana Robert.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine.
So these guys are doing some serious job here. They are working on this assembly. So let's start from this end so that you can come down there. So you can see this is the first step. Just assemble the rails going all the way. Then the bigger partitions, as you can see, the 4. Then from there, you come to what they are doing now. You have to strengthen the cameraman here. You have to strengthen between these partitions now. That is what they are doing. That is 1, 2. So they are not done for this end. From there is another partition. Now this one partitions the nesting areas. So some of the tools you will need, as demonstrated there, that's a rivet gun. You will need some other tools. Let me show you. You'll definitely need some flat screws. You'll definitely need some star screws. This is a ring, and I open. This is number 10 and number 8. You need some, that is a vertical drill to bolt, pliers, and depending on where you are, you can definitely do a lot of other tools. Depending on the mechanization level you can achieve. So that is the installation phase. Maybe you can move this other one. After doing those partitions, the next step is doing the stands, which has already been installed on this end. You can do it whatever. This is step 2 or 3. Then you will do the roof, then the steps. And finally, we just need to install this. This is the nesting area. So the nesting area, this one is a little bit bent. So in our nest boxes we are doing 12 of them. As you can see, this is quite stable. Should ensure they are very stable and they are very neat. That is very important for your birds, because any mistake on this, it means you'll be losing your eggs. So let's come focus on this. Why is it important for you to have some clean nest boxes? Number one, we have said that the nest boxes will ensure you have clean eggs. Number two, the nest boxes, if you train the birds as early as you can, and you train them and they find it comfortable to lay the eggs there, it means you are going to reduce on the floor eggs. Number three, if you have clean nest boxes and the birds are trained well to lay on the nest boxes, it means you are reducing on soiled eggs. So all this contributes to the production capability of your birds. And your ultimate goal is producing 80 to 90% per house. And then for the 90% you have produced, you should drive to take about 90% of it to the hatchery. That is determined by the quality of the eggs. Because if you take out an egg, especially the floor eggs, you'll find they are soiled and all that. It means you are bringing in the problem of contamination, which will eventually mean that your eggs will be rejected at the hatchery level. Any rejection at the hatchery level, or if by one way or the other it goes beyond the hatchery reception unit, it means by the end of it, your eggs will not be hatched well. Or even if they are hatched, you'll find that the chicks have one or two problems on that. So all this is tied down to how you prepare your birds, how you train them. So the best thing when you're installing your particular nest boxes, even before you install them, even before the birds start producing, it's good for you to train the birds. If you can, train the birds on how to patch. This one you can do it as early as week 4, week 5. You just place some patching guides where the birds can patch and play around. By the time they are week 15, week 17, starting to move them to the from the rearing section to the production unit, that is when you need to place now the nest boxes for them to be able to master and know that they are useful for them. So that means at the onset of laying, that is on 24-25 weeks, they'll be used, and you will minimize the floor eggs as much as you can. When placing the nest boxes, get the best orientation in the house. You are doing that so that the birds can feel safe, and then the birds can be able to access them easily. Look at how your light orientation is affecting the nest boxes and how you are placing them. Look at the feeding position as well, so that these other machines do not affect the nest boxes. Something to add on that is the height of the nest boxes. As you can see, I don't know if we have a measuring tool. Do you have a measuring tool? No. But as you can see, this one, this is quite high. Maybe, let's say 18 inches for now. But when in the house, you realize that when we place it at the house, for a fully productive house, the height will be somewhere here for the litter as at now. So it means our height will be compensated. We just need this height for the hen to climb. So ensure that don't place it too short, because that means you'll be littering your nesting area with the dirty litter that is already contaminated litter. Don't place it too high, because your birds will not be able to go up the nest boxes. And this means you are also now giving in the problem of accessibility of your nest boxes, and thus you will give the option of laying on the floor for these particular ends. So be keen on the height, be keen on the orientation, be keen, as you can see, this is double-sided nest boxes in our case, so ensure that all the sides can be accessed quite easily. Good. So let's go to the next phase. So someone will be asking, how can you be able to adjust the height of this, the height of the nest box? So this whole structure is supported by these mounting screws, which you can see have a mechanism of moving them. So let me show you the different holes you can. This is the different heights. But depending on where you are in your house, you can be able to make as many as you want, up or down, depending on the height you want. When you are starting out for the training period, you'll probably use them when it is lower, because what you need is just to train the birds to go up, and then you go up as the birds are going. Somebody else was asking that how then with the breathing principle of this. You can see, cameraman, you can see we have some holes here. This ensures that the hens are getting sufficient airflow, even if they are doing they are laying down there. So all the nest boxes, they are provided with this to ensure that we have some good airflow in the house. So that is it for the nest boxes, the installation, the principles behind it. Ensure that your house is properly installed so that you can improve on your production, thus on your reception on the hatchery section, and eventually on the chicks production. So maybe you can take them through. This is our project. We are doing about 30 nest boxes. This is just an expansion of the existing project. So that is it. I hope you have learned something and have enjoyed the video. Let me acknowledge the man. So acknowledge the man behind the camera, and Aichwa Alex Chirchir. Thank you so much, Alex, for the good work you are doing. So guys, thank you. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. Until next time, stay tuned and subscribe. Asanteni sana. And guys, something else I was forgetting, let me show you. You can see this mechanism here. Can you be able to identify why we are doing this? So some birds will want to perch here. So this is a mechanism to ensure that whenever they want to perch, this one flops over, thus discouraging them from topping on that. Asante sana.